Alastair Scott.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, for the opportunity to rise in support of this taxation bill. I was quite pleasantly surprised, in fact, to hear Mr Coates talk about small businesses, in favour of small businesses. He even talked about cash flows, which is, of course, the lifeblood and essential to small business. Now all we need to do, Mr Coates, is to convince the rest of your party to support small businesses by supporting free trade agreements, for example. So I was really pleased you kicked off on the right step, but you sort of deviated and ended up in a plane crash, unfortunately. Mr Speaker, I'm going to focus on the AIM, the accrual income method relating to provisional tax, because again, as Mr Coates said, it's all about cash flow. And I was a bit disappointed to not hear much about this part of the bill from the opposition. Perhaps it's because they don't understand the provisional tax, how difficult it has been in the past. It is a difficult, provisional tax is difficult to manage. You've got to estimate it. You have, for example, I'll give you a simple example. You have a simple example. Well, why didn't you talk about it? If you know how it works, why didn't you talk about it? Why didn't you support it? Why didn't your speakers? Well, no. Well, I need to explain it to some of the Labor members at least. Because if a small business does have a good year and pays the appropriate tax, almost automatically they're obliged to pay the similar amount in the following year by way of provisional tax. Now, of course, if that small business has a bad year, whether it's a weather event, market event, foreign exchange event, and has a bad year, they have trouble. They have trouble paying their provisional tax. This accrual method allows that business to pay as they go, which is important. And as Mr Coates says, it's all about cash flow. So that's the key to it. It is important that we do support small businesses, SMEs, to paraphrase it, small, medium enterprises, SMEs, because these are the guys that employ people. The employers who are taking on an extra employee every day, taking the risk of taking on another employee. And so we have to support the employers if we wish more employees to be in the system. And so, Mr Speaker, this bill reduces compliance costs, it reduces red tape, it reduces bureaucracy, it allows them to manage their cash flows more effectively, and for that reason I commend this bill to the House.
Stuart Nash.
Thank you much, Mr Speaker. I don't know if there's much choice there, Ruth, but look, I always find it interesting when